Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Oyasumi Punpun. We're on a new volume. We've got a new housemate in the form of Midori, who it seems has moved in with us. And we're in a new time frame. Another little time skip has occurred. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. Something went wrong with Yuichi Onodera. He seems to be living like a homeless person and just wandering around completely dazed and confused. And we're going to have to find out more about that. Punpun, I believe, is moving toward high school or in it already, and that's going to come with a whole wealth of new concerns for a young man becoming a young man, and also everyone around him also not being full human yet. Oh god. Oh. Okay, before we get into this, I gotta level with you for real. I'm exhausted. I'm toast. For a variety of reasons, partly sleep. Also, I'm mostly sober, so the eye redness and like blah that I look. This is all au naturel, baby. No addition of other substances needed to get these bleary eyes going. Um, I ended up late last night, and I absolutely roasted myself at the gym yesterday. For in large part because there was an open invitation to go and hang out and talk and work out with a couple of lovely young women, and I don't know of any young man who should say no to that. I think that you should say yes to that when you have the opportunity, and I had the opportunity, and so I said yes to it, and it was really fun. Um, it did mean staying at the gym for way later than I expected, which meant getting home late and eating late and going to sleep late. And then I got in bed and couldn't fall asleep for at all. So tired boy here today. That's okay. We're gonna read some Poon Poon. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna throw myself into it as much as I can. It's also hot, hot. Got a little there for you. Sorry. It's 80 point something in my room right now, and that's warm. But that's base level, minor physical inconvenience sort of struggle. All around, things are going pretty well on my end. I'm getting a little more consistent with my uploading and my videos and stuff. Getting back into the zone of doing more. I've been streaming over the past week a little bit, and that's been fun, and it's been something to keep my mind sort of focused on creating things as opposed to just losing myself in things, which is something that I do pretty frequently. So that's been good. It's also a learning experience because what I did, I think, last week was kind of a lot. I don't think that what I did last week is necessarily an unsustainable level, but I need to work up to it. I need to work back into it because that toasted me, that fried me a little bit for this week, and that's not good. We want sustainability, we want continuity, we want the ability to do much and more and have good and interesting and quality commentary coming out of my mouth hole over the course of many weeks and days and years to come. So figuring out the balances, it's everything. It's everything. I don't know. It's just everything. So here we go for Poon Poon. Things were looking up, man. Things were looking great. Yuichi Onodera had just overcome a huge chunk of the guilt and shame that he was carrying with him for his entire life. Midori was moving in. Midori being a brilliant shining light in this darkness, a wonderful person as far as I can tell who is capable of hard empathy and is willing to put herself out there in order to make other people better. Really fantastic person as far as I can tell. That doesn't mean that their relationship is going to end up being healthy. And I don't know what the fuck has happened. Why is he out there on the street? Why is he gone nuts? What's going on with him? And has he, right? Or is this just a circumstance, a set of things that have changed things? But given the conversation we had between her and the mom, I don't know. I don't know. Something must have gone crazy. Something must have really, really shattered for him again. And I don't know what it could be. But I'm really excited to find out if we can find out. And I'm excited to talk about it. So, here we go. We are reading the omnibus version of Oyasumi Punpun. We are on Omnibus Volume 3, which contains more volumes than that. I don't know what actual part we're on anymore. Are we still in part 4 or are we on to part 5 now? I think we're on part 5 now. Sick. Punpun is getting older. Things are getting harder, more difficult. Not that they haven't been difficult in the past, but I think Punpun is growing into the age where he's going to start understanding a lot of the things that are around him. That means a lot of the choices that he makes are going to be things that we can't attribute to his youthfulness anymore. Does that make sense? He's getting to the age where he starts to become genuinely responsible for his actions. Below like 3, 4, a child is fully not responsible for their actions. They don't know what they're doing. Really. They really don't. Beyond that, they start to understand, and you can use discipline in an effective way because you can like link the thing to the other thing and you can figure it out. You can also engage in behaviors that seem to be disciplining and are actually trauma inducing and really bad. Yada yada. Once we get past that to like 14, 15, adolescence, you start to become responsible for yourself. You start to become aware that other people exist, of your capacity to hit them. You've had interactions with people during your youth that you maybe have hurt people or been hurt by people, and you understand what pain feels like, and you understand what inflicting pain feels like, and sometimes it doesn't feel that bad. And so you start to become a person, really. You start to become part of a social organization of humans. And you start to become responsible for your actions. Punpun does a lot of things that hurt Punpun more than hurting other people. I think that's just a flat, fair statement that I can make about about Punpun himself, right? And about the way this story is going. What that means as he gets to this age, to me, is that I stop to some extent being as forgiving of those actions that hurt yourself. If you're doing willfully ignorant things, you know what you want, you know that you could step forward and you choose not to. Where's the excuse for that? I don't think there is one. I understand doing it anyway. I've done it. Been there. Still there in many ways, right? Like, it's a growing process to get away from that. To get away from hurting yourself or fearing things. Moving away from things that are good because they hurt. That's a tough one. A lot of good things in this world come with suffering, come with pain. You have to be aware of that, and you have to be able to choose it. At least that's what I think. Punpun's getting to the age where that stuff matters, and where I don't know if I can forgive some of his choices, potentially, depending on what choices he makes. Given the nature of the story and what I've heard about it, I don't think he's going to make very good choices. I'm excited to see what choices he does make. So with a bunch of blathering down, let's go find out who Punpun is becoming. Let's go find out, if we can, anything about Yuichi Onodera that might lead to some conclusions about what the hell has happened with him. And once again, let us invest ourselves in a really dark family and interpersonal dynamic as penned and illustrated by Inio Asano. Let's get into Punpun Volume 3. Boom. All right. The story thus far. Punpun Onodera has all sorts of feelings he doesn't want to deal with due to his interactions with Aiko Tanaka, the love of his life. So he decides to give his heart a little bit of distance from it all. 2 years later. Fucking shit, dog. You fucking asshole. God damn it. Oh, yeah, man, I just need a little bit of distance. 2 years later. Just need a little break, huh? For 2 years? Now a third-year middle school student, Punpun goes to see the results of his high school entrance exams. Great. Punpun Onodera, a young choco pie-loving high school freshman. His favorite clincher movie is Gasho Hineri. I don't even know what a clincher movie is. Is that like a thriller? It's a clasped hand twist down. It's a sumo, like a not really used sumo technique. What? Clincher move! I'm an idiot. That makes sense. It's a clincher move for sumo. Okay. Mama Onodera, Punpun's mother. When she was younger, she tried to be a spokesmodel for a cosmetics brand, but didn't make it past the application stage. Ugh, brutal. Mama's younger brother, Yuichi Onodera, teaching at a pottery school. Currently missing. Fuck. Aiko Tanaka, the girl Punpun loved in elementary school. They have no particular relationship at the moment. Yeah, I'll bet she just stares at him from far away. Midori Okuma, Yuichi's girlfriend, runs a coffee shop, practically lives with Punpun. Masumi Seki, Punpun's classmate, no plans for further education after middle school. Shimizu, Punpun's classmate, he and Seki have been friends since kindergarten, and he is planning to go to high school. Yugami, the lawyer who handled Mama's divorce, a friend of Yuichi's. I don't know about that. Toshiki, sorry, what? Excuse me? What? A fairy who lives in town? Is that a derogatory term for somebody? Is that a euphemism? Or is this just a fairy? Oh, I guess we'll find out. Ah, landscapes. Ah, gross-looking humans. Ew. Oh, high school #1 acceptance lists. Crowding the boards. Punpun wasn't particularly excited. Ah, I just can't hug you enough. My baby got into such a prestigious school, and I can't tell the entire country about it. It's nothing short of a tragedy. Punpun knew his achievement was just the inevitable outcome of relentlessly studying. His memories of the last 2 years were nothing but equations and English grammar written on his notebook, in his notebook or on the blackboard. Right, because Punpun has been focused, which is cool. That's great. We'll see how that goes. The only other things he really remembered were that Shimano Seki, one of the top 3 cutest girls in his year, had been absent for a month. Rumor had it that her loser boyfriend had gotten her pregnant and she'd had an abortion. Wow. Around and around. And Kuramoto, who had hurt a teacher when he pushed him, had been arrested for arson. Oh! But those things had nothing to do with Punpun at all. Right now, Punpun had only one thought. I want to have sex. Actually, was going to be deliberately vulgar with that announcement. I want to fuck. I know it, dog. Baby, I know it. I said I want to fuck. So that begged the question, with whom? Because of the spring-like weather, the whole town seemed to be in a good mood, and frankly, Punpun was a little sick of it. Essentially and consistently, Punpun felt like he was hollow inside. Rip! Welcome to adolescence, bro. Oh, you've spent the last 13, 14 years discovering that you can be a whole person, and then your sex drive kicks in and you realize that you can't be a whole person by yourself and you need other people to fuck. You need it. It's important. Says a guy who has not had sex in a long time. Long time. I don't mean girls. I just talked about meeting and hanging out with girls. That's new. That's new to me. Doesn't happen very often. Hasn't happened in a long time. We'll leave it at that. So you got in. You really are smart. Well then, congratulations. Do you want to go devour some not revolting sushi? Ding? What? Midori. Don't fuck Midori. Punpun. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on, guys. Guys. No. I mean, yes, Midori's a hard yes. To be clear, I don't like the 1 to 10 rating scale. It feels too objectifying. I like a binary system. It's really simple. Yes or no. Simple, right? Midori's a hard yes. Great person, attractive, lovely. Great. Hard yes. Punpun, no, not for you. Not for you. Bad dog, sit down, stay. Oh, hi, Punpun. Wow, you got in. That's amazing. Congratulations. We have to celebrate. In spring, Punpun would be a high school student. That's so Nadera. That's Yuichi. Cuts anything in a single stroke. Stainless steel. Keeps edge. Well, if you wanted to keep an edge, it wouldn't be stainless steel. It'd be carbon steel. And then you just have to, I mean, it's for a food use application. Not that I think that a Yuichi Onodera is about to use this for a food use application, but still, carbon steel. Stainless is good. It's fine. But you want to keep an edge. You want some carbon steel. All right. That's a scruffy boy. And we end the chapter. That's a rainy, scruffy boy. Shh. Just like before with the rain and the night and the day and all that stuff. Ding. All right. So we're cutting between something Yuichi's up to, and he's bought a kitchen knife. Is he going to go stab somebody? What the fuck, man? And the graduation ceremony. People. Oh, Mr. Fishman. Punpun didn't feel particularly moved. Congratulations, graduates! 3-4, I hope you all become strong, powerful, and sincere adults. Fujiyama, seriously, you're the best. Bye-bye, BFFs, etc., etc. Lots of kids taking pictures and shit. He had no regrets. Smash cut to Aiko standing in a corner, staring at him. Nope, everybody's saying goodbye. Oh, smash cut to Aiko standing in a corner, staring at him. Ah! No regrets. No regrets at all. No. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Everything's fine. No regrets, no problem. Oh, shit, Punpun. God fucking really? I was joking. Asano, I was only half joking, but come on. Oh, hi, Punpun. Graduation ceremony over? Stay and relax. I have chocolate cake. Congratulations. It went by in a flash, didn't it? Nice cake. Opening this place has had me in such a state this past year, but it's been fun. You're moving next week. You have to pack your things soon, Punpun. You're so laid back. We've decided to send Yuichi's stuff to your grandparents' house in Ofana. I'm thinking about moving back home to think things through, but Punpun, I can get to the cafe in your new place really easily by bike, so I can see your mom and you anytime I want. It's not a matter of distance, you know. I'm sorry, Interesting. We read about this place in a magazine. Oh, yes, thank you for coming. Please have a seat wherever you like. No point feeling down. I have to work hard right now. This is my dream finally come true. All right. I can just imagine it. I'm feeling better now. Punpun, lend me a hand when you finish eating, okay? What was that? What was this? So I can see your mom and you anytime I want. It's not, and she starts crying, it's not a matter of distance, you know. Is it because she can't see Yuichi? Is it, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Video booth, 1 hour. Hello, Yugami. These people at this law office. He's just out there in the rain bowing. They come up, they bow. Goes and sits down. Having his bento in the rain outside. Clatter. Yugami. And we get a very different looking face from Yugami. A character that we have only ever seen go, really, do what you want with me. Whatever makes you feel... He wants him to kill him. Whatever makes you feel better. Onodera, that isn't the problem, is it? I don't resent you. It's just that I don't have time to deal with you. Unless it's for business, of course. I have to leave now. I've got a mountain of important work to get to. What did Yuichi Onodera do to Yugami? Is it that he stole his girlfriend? Because we know that Yugami was going to the cafe, right? What? I don't resent you, it's just that I don't have time to deal with you. That's brutal to somebody who desperately wants to be recognized as a failure or flawed or an asshole or whatever. They just want that. They want confirmation of their failure. In this case, he wants to die. But he's a coward, right? He's not going to stab himself. We know that he can't kill himself. We've seen him try multiple times, right? And he left. Now, that's not to say, like, oh, what a coward, he can't kill himself. I know that I literally just said that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, he wants to kill himself, and the only reason that he won't kill himself is fear, right? I'm not saying that he should kill himself. He shouldn't, obviously. But he's trying to use somebody else to murder him, right? Trying to take the knife out of his own hands because he doesn't have the guts to do it, literally. All right. Oh, the rain stopped. Look, Punpun, look how gorgeous the stars are. You know, when I was in middle school, I was in the astronomy club. What a geek, right? But even now, I love looking at the stars, because as long as I'm looking at them, reality just fades away. Frankly, The only thing Punpun was thinking about was how bad his eyesight had gotten in the last 2 years. Ooh. But his heart chafed with irritation that he couldn't find the words to comfort Midori. Punpun's eyesight has gotten bad? I assume they're going to imply that that's from all the studying. That's interesting. Did his dad wear glasses? I don't believe so. At least I don't think we saw that. It's interesting that his eyes would be getting significantly worse at this age. It's not uncommon necessarily, but I don't know. I also have never found that any of the things that people say bust your eyes have actually ever hurt my eyes. Like reading when it's not dark and not bright enough. It's fine with my eyes. Maybe that's a weird thing. Then again, if it's sunny outside, I can't really like open my eyes outside, so maybe I'm just different and way hypersensitive because I got weird blue eyes. Fair enough. Also, I don't technically know. My vision may have faded over time because the last time that I had an eye exam or an eye checkup was a while ago. And at that point I had, it's not 2010. Is it 2010? It's one stage better than 20/20 vision. If you can just read lower on the little chart and, you ask them to be like, no, don't stop me. Let me keep reading. I'm not getting these wrong, right? I'm not getting them wrong? Yeah, okay. Can I keep reading? Great. Tell me what my vision actually is instead of just stopping when you think I'm good enough to drive. But anyway, weird. His vision is failing. I love this phrasing, his heart chafed with irritation that he couldn't find the words to comfort Midori. I like it a lot. Punpun didn't know exactly why Uncle Yuichi had stopped coming home, but he could tell it wasn't for any good reason. I'm sure Uncle Yuichi will be home soon. That was all he could manage to say for now. Oof. He turns and smiles a little. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. If pretending to know everything was childish, and pretending not to know was mature, then I must still be a child, thought Punpun. Okay, I'm going to do tons of laundry tomorrow. We need to get ready for the move. Woof. She's pretty good at burying feelings. Which is kind of interesting because she is the most empathetic character that we've had so far in terms of understanding other people's feelings. Might have a little bit of a harder time with her own. Not that that's uncommon either. All right. Hey, if something's weighing on your mind, you could tell me about it if you want. Do I look like I'm worried about something? It's not just the way you look. Calling a taxi at this time of night to go to the docks. I had an affair. Oh, so you've gone and done it. Yes, I did. Oh, whoa! Wait! Oh, darn, I lost again. So he slept with somebody other than Midori? And Yugami is blamed for that? Yugami's supposed to... He thinks Yugami would hate him for this? And Midori doesn't seem to hate him for it. Interesting. Hey, Punpun, you're a little too good at this. Or did you do something to my controller? No, wait, maybe my controller's cursed. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not 10 years too late to take you on. What a sass mouth. Let's go again. She was in her 30s, married, and coming to my pottery class. Is it Yugami's wife? Her husband found out about it, and now they're getting a divorce. He said he's saying he suffered emotional distress, and he's demanding $200,000 in damages. It's not an excuse, but I overestimated the strength of my moral fiber. I was in a committed relationship, and I was convinced I'd never stay. But she was a freak in the sheets, wasn't she? She was scary freaky! Well, not much you can do then. If I use the money I've been saving to get married, I can just about pay the $200,000. But now my sister's saying she'll sell her house and lend me the money. What a nice sister. So that's the problem that we had before. I've always looked down on her. She's spontaneous and rude and free. I never thought about getting any sympathy from her. I never thought getting sympathy from her would be so painful. Absolutely. From somebody you don't respect. My only friend is a lawyer. He's kind and great at his job. It's not like I was going to get litigious. I just wanted his opinion as a friend, but he won't have anything to do with me. I saw him twice, but he would barely talk to me. But he's your friend. That's terrible. No, I brought it on myself. My lawyer friend liked someone. I knew about it, but I still stuck in and stole her. She's my girlfriend now. Until this whole thing blew up, I'd been hiding it from him. But once he knew, he didn't even get angry with me. He didn't say a word, just looked down. Wow, they've moved to eating at a place. That's great. Just telling this guy his story. That wordless exchange was unbearably painful. Oh, that's okay, Punpun. Leave the light on. Yuichi might come home, and he hates when the light's off. Ugh. Puts a blanket over her. Oh, she reaches up and grabs his hand. Sorry, Punpun. Will you stay like this with me for a while? This is dangerous. Danger, 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 danger. Okay, so Yuichi Onodera fucked a woman in her 30s at his pottery class while he was dating Midori. The woman's husband is asking for emotional distress damages from him, not from his wife? That doesn't fucking exist. You tell him to fuck off and laugh in his face. Spit at him, actually. Oh, no, wait, that's a battery. Don't spit at him. Laugh in his face. Point and laugh. Pretty sure there's no like law against engaging in adultery with someone who is married when you're not yourself married. What? In Japan, married couples have a legal obligation to remain faithful to each other. Therefore, if one spouse is unfaithful, both the unfaithful spouse and the cheating third party may have an obligation to pay damages to the non-cheating spouse. What? Okay, there's a new case in 2019 that changes this significantly, with a new precedent for sure. But wow, that's amazing. That was the case when this was published. That's amazing. What? That's awful. That's horrifying. What? No. What? The third party gets damages? Can be sued for damages, not just the spouse? Like, the third party doesn't have a contractual agreement with you. This is crazy. I don't know contract law very well, but the way that I think about it is a marriage is a literal legally binding contract between two people that says we will engage our finances and our emotional lives and our physical lives. Our whole lives will be together as one, right? It's a contract that says that, and there are terms to that contract. And I guess in Japan, one of those terms is we don't cheat on each other. That's a term in that contract. If a third party fuck somebody in that contract, they're not breaking the contract. They don't have a contract. They have no obligation. The person who's in the relationship has all the obligation. And I think morally the same is true. I don't really think there's much morally wrong with sleeping. I disagree. I'll walk that back. I do think that there is a moral issue with sleeping with somebody who you know is in a committed relationship, because you are bringing them into the position of lying, of falsifying a contract or an agreement that they've made, right? That's not acceptable. But legally speaking, there's no burden on you to avoid that, or even to know whether somebody is in such a relationship necessarily. I think ethically you should always know whether any partner, sexual or otherwise, that you are with is already in a relationship, but sometimes you don't know. So it begs the question, like, what if you didn't know and you slept with a woman, right? Hypothetically, you go to a bar, you pick up a slightly older lady, no wedding ring, you don't know, she doesn't say anything about it. Now, you could assume, and a lawyer could claim that you could assume, but if you didn't know, you didn't know, right? Sleep with them. Could you be sued for third-party damages as part of their divorce proceedings? It seems like yes. That's bonkers. That's wrong. That's bad law. Bad law. Good overturn by the Supreme Court, I think, if that's the way that it's going to be. I don't fucking know. Wow. Okay. So she's still waiting for him, right? Like, and this is the other thing. His cheating has hurt a lot of people. She's still waiting for him. Damn, dog. Sorry, Punpun, will you stay like this with me for a while? Bro, don't. Okay, so we had this earlier, and I was wondering about it. It was way earlier, where she's like, you really do look like Yuichi a lot, right? When that happened, I had this thought in the back of my mind that was like, gosh, I hope that nothing happens there. I hope that she doesn't use Punpun, an adolescent who is craving female attention, as a stand-in for her boyfriend who is not present. And I think that's exactly what's going on here. And it's very deeply sad because Midori is a lovely person so far, and I don't want to see her go down this path because it's not a good path. Let's move on. It's funny, I promised my girlfriend one thing when we started out. If I ever really hurt you, just kill me. But she didn't kill me. She forgave me. Yeah, bro. She's better than that. I don't know what to tell you, man. That was the hardest part of all. I was living with my sister, my nephew, and my girlfriend, the four of us. But I get it now. I love that house. I hate myself because people are too kind. I love that house. I hate myself because people are too kind. Being destroyed by someone's forgiveness, super, super real. It's one of the reasons to forgive people when they've really wronged you. Often they'll take that shit to the bank and hurt themselves. You don't have to do shit about it. You don't have to do nothing about it. If you're able to forgive them, they're not able to turn their guilt into animosity. A lot of people cover their guilt by being like, well, I fucking hate that person anyway. They're just a dick, whatever. It's hard to do that when you've actively forgiven them and like, here's an olive branch. And they're like, shit, I want to throw this in a fire. Does that mean I'm an asshole? Am I the asshole? Fuck. Yeah, you're the asshole. You're the asshole. Especially if you forgive somebody without them apologizing and they know that they should apologize. Ooh, it's good. Oh, it's juicy stuff, isn't it? And I mean this in a deeply, like, this is not necessarily healthy to feel this way, but if you want a reason to do the actually healthy thing, which is to actually genuinely forgive somebody, one reason to do it is that it will probably hurt them. It will probably hurt them when you forgive them, which is great. It's just great. No, sir. I used to be a troublemaker myself, so I've done things 100 times worse than you. If I hadn't married my missus, I would have been dead in a ditch a long time ago. Of course, I gave her loads of trouble, too. She never said anything, but I knew she was my destiny. You don't have to repay kindness immediately. You can pay it back slowly. Wow! I'm going to read this whole page again. No, sir. I used to be a troublemaker myself, so I've done things 100 times worse than you. If I hadn't married my missus, I would have been dead in a ditch a long time ago. Of course, I gave her loads of trouble, too. She never said anything, but I knew she was my destiny. You don't have to repay kindness immediately. You can pay it back slowly. That is powerful. You don't have to repay kindness immediately. You can pay it back slowly. People on both sides of the equation need to hear this one. The people who feel like they're giving out kindness and it's not getting repaid, and they become resentful of their friends and family members because of it. You probably know the feeling of someone like cleaning the house or sweeping the floor and then having a moment that's like, why doesn't anybody help me sweep the damn floors? Right? Oh, maybe that's fair. Maybe it's not. Maybe that kindness gets repaid in other ways and doesn't get repaid in precisely that way at precisely this time. But on the other side, sometimes you don't feel like you can pay back kindness. Sometimes it's really hard to be kind to other people when you're not okay, when you can't be kind to yourself, when you can't even exist effectively, when it becomes a struggle to, wake up in the morning and shower and do laundry and keep your space relatively acceptably clean and maybe go to work. If you don't have those things in line, how are you gonna go be kind to people? You're barely a person right now, right? Like you're a slug blob, and you need to become stronger. If you get strong, not physically strong, but that too, then you can be kind to people because you'll have abundance, you'll have extra, and extra leads to kindness. Extra can enable generosity. Yuichi Onodera wasn't in a place where he could be really, truly kind. Not when we last saw him. And now he's in a worse place. Far worse. You don't have to repay kindness immediately. You can pay it back slowly. I like that line a lot. Best line of the day so far. But where do I even start? There are chances everywhere. Here, let me give you this. You'll never find a taxiway out here. Oh no, but That's okay. I have lots of time. I'll come get you whenever you're ready. The only thing you'll get staring at the ocean is a cold. So is he out here to throw himself into the ocean? Is that his goal? That's a dumb way to kill yourself, bro. That's dumb. Eventually, you'll go home. Of course you will. There's someone waiting for you. I'm not a philosopher, but I think what a sinner really needs isn't punishment. It's to understand the pain of being forgiven. Yeah! Yeah. My missus passed away last month. I have one regret. At her deathbed, I couldn't say thank you. Maybe you have something you need to finish too? God fucking damn it. Thank you, this guy. We never really see his full face over the course of this. I guess we see him from the side in here. So we do see him. This taxi driver just rattled Onodera. A little bit of hope, maybe? So he stands out here all damn night until the morning comes and the sun rises. And he watches its brilliance cascade over him. In the end, Uncle Yuichi didn't come home, and the night blurred into a translucent dawn. Looking down her shirt, Punpun? No. Just once, I'd love to be pursued by a sweaty, muscular man. Of course you would. Really? This house seems pretty big without any furniture. Why don't we all take a picture by the front door before we go? No way, so corny. Punpun was remembering everything that had happened in the house, from the first day they'd moved in until today. Excuse me, ma'am, we've finished loading all your things, so can we get a confirmation signature, please? Like when he watched the night game with his dad. In the morning, his mom banged around with a toothache and broke a window. That New Year's Eve when Uncle Yuichi got chickenpox and made a huge fuss. And when Midori watched a drama rerun and couldn't stop crying and they all laughed at her. Oh ho 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 ho. Moving goes too fast. It all seemed like it had happened yesterday. And ages ago. Days go by without us knowing why, thought Punpun. Okay, I'll head over to the new place with the movers. Will you and Punpun stay behind and take care of the trash and all that? Sis? Huh. Is it okay if I call you sometimes? I'm sorry, just one. Let's just take one photo of us together. Well, it's a little early, but... Walk, walk, walk. Walk, walk, walk. Little hat, new hat for Punpun. Ding. And then I have to go to the eyeglass store, and I want to have a peek in the hardware store. Oh, and is it okay if we stop in the bookstore? You know, there's a college near my cafe, so I'm thinking about serving lunch too. But I already have my hands full, so I'm worried about pulling it off all off on my own. Oh my god. Jesus. What? What was that, Punpun? That's a little flippant, don't you think? Sure, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Oh, that's it. Would you come and help me out, Punpun? It would only be during spring break. See... What? Oh. Yuichi. Nope. But I will tell you the future, Toshiki. Oh, we've seen him before, haven't we? Maybe. Oh, I'm so sorry. Completely the wrong person. Aww. What is this Punpun at the bottom? I don't even know. So this is the ferry? That's weird. The time is near! I'm okay. Maybe I walk too much. Wow, we're really chopping through this one. Somehow, I don't feel like doing anything. Oh, yeah. Remember when you were eating cake here? And those two customers came in? They're editors of a magazine. They're going to do a write-up of the cafe. But I just can't work up any excitement about it. Before, I would have been jumping up and down, completely ecstatic. Oh, Punpun, don't look so glum. You have a bad habit of being susceptible to other people's emotions. Smile. I said smile! Doing! That was terrible. Ugh. I hate everything. That's a Yuichi line. I'm sorry. I'm just taking it out on you. This sucks so much. You gonna hug her? Oh, just the pat-pats. Sob, 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 sob. Pat, pat, pat. Punpun, you're so sweet. Hey, come here. Big hug. Squish. Big hug. Hands on face. Oh, and now he's a little spoony. Good. You know, Yuichi was having an affair with some middle-aged woman. He ended up having to pay 200,000 because of it. What an idiot. No matter how he tries to spin it, he's just a player. I knew that. I was prepared to give him one more chance. But he ran away again. He hasn't matured at all. I couldn't change him. That's the saddest thing. Or maybe not. Maybe I was just frustrated and I wanted to drive him into a corner the most painful way. Here she is, like, turning her empathy onto herself and trying to figure out whether she was at fault here. And it's turning into self-blame when I don't think it exists. Maybe even now, I'm just thinking up ways to torment him. Sorry, what am I saying? I don't even know anymore. I don't even understand myself, but I thought I was all mature, like I could understand people. Yeah, be wary of that. I have to be wary of that too. I make broad generalizations far too frequently, and I have to be aware about this. I don't understand other people, and I have to be very calmly and keenly aware that I think there's a principle, an axiomatic principle, which is that nobody can ever understand another person. Not really, not completely, ever. So with that in mind, don't be arrogant when it comes to talking about how other people feel. Now, characters are a different thing, because characters aren't people. Characters are characters. They're weird figments of the imagination of one particular person who is trying to turn their understanding of people into symbols of people that feel like people and look like people to us, the readers, right? That's what characters are. Those can be analyzed because the ways that you make somebody feel like somebody is one way or another way are very different from the ways that actual people actually act and actually are, right? Asano's great at it, though, so fucking awesome. Punpun, what do you think is most important?
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good.
That is good. That is good. What is best? What do you think is most important? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. What's the one thing you believe in? That thing. The thing that, if you lose sight of it, you lose yourself too. I finally get it now. For me, achieving my dream was just a checkpoint. I really loved the four of us living together. So did Yuichi! Punpun, try and get along better with your mom, okay? She's prickly, but she's also really lonely. Hedgehog. Wonder what kind of adult you'll become, Punpun. I'm actually kind of worried about you. Whoa, what? That's his body with the striped shirt? Sorry. Just a little bit, okay? And she begins reaching down his pants. Midori, no! Midori, no. Boom. No? Rejected. Tears. Wobbly eyes. Just a little bit. Don't move. Oh. Found a springle doingle. Touched the springle doingle. Gonna go down on the springle doingle. Oh, she's just gonna fuck him. Holy shit. Oh. Oh. Oomph. Ah. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Boom, boom. And he's just laying there, stock still, embraced by a woman much older than he is. Oh, that's a gift for getting into high school. Supergrass. Are you leaving? Punpun. I love you. See you soon. Punpun didn't say a thing and softly closed the door. If he uttered even a single word, Punpun felt like he'd lose too many important things, that they'd just disappear, so he kept quiet. In that instant, Punpun had felt like he understood all the secrets of mankind. So you go all slimy, then you clench, then you float a little, gasp, then you go all shaky. Dear Punpun, I had a hard time choosing, but I thought these would look best on you. Study hard in high school and come and hang out with me sometime. Or that was what was supposed to happen. But instead, Punpun's head was empty, just like the sky after a typhoon. The sun was brazenly painting the sky red. Punpun was a little indignant at how selfish it was being. With the sun thoughtlessly pushing against his back, Punpun's ever-growing shadow had nowhere left to go, and so it ended up just wavering. What are you doing? Punpun asked his shadow. The question fluttered futilely through the air and slowly seeped into Punpun's heart. I'm going to a friend's house back in the morning. Your new apartment. Hey, we're living just down the street from Dragon Maid, huh? Cool. So let's just go now to Kagoshima. Punpun no longer knew what he was doing or why he was here. Instead of this boring, stupid place, Punpun thought maybe there was somewhere else, somewhere far away where he was supposed to be. Yo! Either that or dead. Yo, yo! If that was the case, it simplified things. That's right. No, that's not right. Punpun hangs in there. He isn't the sort to give up in the face of adversity. He's got character. He's an intellectual. From now on, whatever happened, Punpun wouldn't rely on anyone else. He'd have a good life all by himself. Punpun was going to have a good life. And here we are in the apartment building. Oh, what are you doing on that, Punpun? Punpun? What? Punpun? Punpun? Did he just leap off the fucking building? Okay. Arf. Hee 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 hee. Eee! Hotel Dolphin Kick. This is a love motel. So, I'm in my 40s now. I can see old age peeking around the corner. Baby, at least put some clothes on. I sold the house and I have a little money now, but it's just temporary. I have no interest in staying in this pathetic life. Oh, what's with that look? Stop it. Did you think I was going to say leave your wife? Don't lump me together with all those other stupid women. Of course not. No way you could fit in a box like that. I really like how you live on your own so completely. Never mind, I'm going home. Arg! I hope the entire planet just disappears tomorrow. And Punpun is whacking it like a motherfucker. Okay. I can take this opportunity to step back a little bit, because I just wanted to let that process a little. So, issue here. This is statutory rape or child abuse, no matter how you spin it, unfortunately, I think. I do think it's entirely consensual, although I don't think he actively consents. I do think he does at this point. But he's, of course, not physically capable of consenting. I hope that a blacked out non-penis is fine for YouTube. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. If I don't know what I would black out more. Like, what? So she puts a hand down his pants, and he reacts as you would expect, freaked by it. But he's wibble warped by this scenario. He's just absolutely rocked by this scenario. Just a little bit, don't move. Silence is not consent. So is this Midori's hands catching his cum? I think that's what this is. I thought it was like a scene from somewhere else. I was like trying to rack my brain for when that had happened, but no. This is a taking, right? This is Midori taking something that she wants. There's a reason that the word rape is the word rape. It comes from the Latin rapio, which is to take, to grab, to seize. Rapio, rapere. That's what she's doing, right? She's taking her pleasure. Period. If this were a flipped scenario, for example, Uncle Yuichi and, say, an attractive 16-year-old girl, where the situation is even more clear-cut, that it's not just that she's consenting, she's actively throwing herself at his dick. Sorry to phrase it that way, but it's true, right? That felt very wrong. To me, this feels less wrong. That's not good, is it? That's an unconscious bias that I've just uncovered, isn't it? Even though I'm pretty solidly invested in, like, understanding and being aware of the potential for sexual abuse of men by women and otherwise, still, there's an unconscious bias there. That it's more okay for a woman to rape a young man than it is the other way around. And it's not. It's not okay. It felt like he understood all the secrets of mankind, and now he begins to cry. The shadow had nowhere to go. Somewhere far away. He doesn't jump off. He goes home and faps. We turn our attention here. We'll go another chapter or two. I'm bored. It's stupid sunny today, so I'm thinking about more inanities than usual. People are free. Well, they can't fly on their own, but pretty much whatever they can think of, they can make happen. When they're sleepy, they can sleep. They're free to start or quit doing whatever they want. Whatever they're doing whenever they want. And the only reason they don't is because things like social norms, laws, traditions, and sentiments get in the way. You are a conscious being in control of a meat body, and you can make it do whatever it's capable of doing. And it's only laws, social norms, traditions, and sentiment, and ethics that prevent you from doing certain things. Fair enough. True. Also, that you need to eat, and you probably need money in order to get food. That's a huge one. That's a chain that binds almost every human being to a master, for the most part, where most economies live as essentially slave work economies, where you don't get to eat unless you work, right? It's not freedom. Not at all freedom. Not even a little bit freedom. Okay. Running naked through the street, conning old people, killing. Everything's possible if you ignore morality. Correct. That's why they insist on teaching you cooperation and ethics when you're young. But the world is set up to force people to fight, cheat, and steal as a default. Trying to live with that contradiction is torture. But in so many places, happiness and sorrow are traded like stocks on Wall Street. What will it take for everyone to be happy? A lot. That's why I like this line. That's why they insist on teaching you cooperation and ethics when you're young, but the world is set up to force people to fight, cheat, and steal as a default. Right. I think exposure to those things is crucial, and at least to the possibility of them, at least to the idea that they are possible. It's like the Buddha, right? It's like Siddhartha Gautama. You have to expose the person to the possibilities of death and destruction and disease and murder and evil and all these things that exist. And also, I would say, their own capacity to engage in those behaviors. They have to be aware of those in order to prepare them for a world that is set up to some extent to force people to compete. So Seki, of course, phrases this as the world is set up to force people to fight, cheat, and steal because he's got a pessimistic outlook. All of those things are the world is set up for people to compete. People are set up to fight, cheat, and steal in order to get to where they need to go, because that's how competition works, right? Any edge that you can get is an edge, and you must do it, right? You should. That's the nature of the thing. Not necessarily is that good or bad. It's neither necessarily, but there you go. Who knows? But if a kid could figure it out, war would have gone extinct a long time ago. I'd hate to trust the entire thing to politicians. They're just old men who have to dance to public opinion. The world is the embodiment of human nature exposed. There's no way for everyone to be happy. Happiness is relative anyway, and people want it that way. Evil is relative too. In order to protect her child, a mother can turn into a demon, and it gets held up as inspirational. People go to war to protect kin and country. It's the same thing. Right, justify it, and you can do anything. Wow, that's a lot of text from Seki. Even if you pretend to be good fundamentally, everyone has some negative aspects. It's amazing that no one knows that. Why? People have become so adept at excuses and shifting the blame that they never even consider the possibility that they're culpable for their own problems. God, Seki, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, his next line is, what am I doing? But what are you doing, man? You're just trouncing generalities? I mean, these are big straw men, big generalizations, but damn. No matter what I think, it won't change the world even a bit. So what should I be doing? Me as an individual. That's exactly the issue. And I think it's the core of the depressive wave that is going to overwhelm all of society at the moment. Like, it already is overwhelming most of society, and it's just going to keep getting worse as people realize that there's such a damn big world out there and that their opinion doesn't really matter that much. And nobody really cares about them. Rough. You know, it's like, ooh, look at me. I have 29,000 YouTube followers. By the way, subscribe to the channel. I got 29,000 YouTube subscribers. I must be some big shot out there. Lol, no. My shit doesn't matter. Have I been able to affect change in the world via my actions? No. Have I been able to affect infinitesimally small changes to certain people? Yes. What should I be doing? My answer is that. My answer is make a difference where you can. And try to do more. But to... like, the number of people, individual people on this planet who are capable of shaping the future, really, is severely limited to a couple of handfuls. People who are massive media personalities who have immense followings. Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan can change the world to some extent, a little bit, like a smidge. Like a smidge. Even then, how many millions of people are subscribed to somebody like Joe Rogan? So a recent estimate was like 11 million listeners per episode. Okay? So that's oh, I'm wrong. It's 3%. Sorry, it's actually quite a bit bigger than that. It's 3% of the United States population. And of course, there are about 8 billion people, so 11 divided by 8,000, 0.001375. A little over 0.1% of the population of the world. So one of the biggest voices that many people listen to about many things is able to affect change on the teensy little scale. Obviously, it's bigger than that because each of the podcast episodes also becomes like a couple of YouTube videos, some Instagram posts, some other things in other places, right? What's the teeniest drop in a bucket, though, right? I mean, somebody with a couple $1 billion is the other kind of person who can affect change on a global scale individually. Person with a couple of $1 billion and some corporate apparatus behind them can affect some pretty serious change. They can cause political change via lobbying, fairly significant political change if they have the money. That's something. They can try to build technology that improves the world. Whether you believe that that's what he's doing or not, you can look at someone as an entrepreneurial example, somebody like Elon Musk, right, who takes his fortune and converts it into more of a fortune by building things that are changing the world. And they are, right? Look around, how many Teslas do you see on the road every day? More than zero. I see a number every day. When I go to the gym, there are like 8 Teslas there every time. There's a charging station down the street from me. These are interesting changes, literal, actual changes to the world. Manifested by one person. JK, manifested by the thousands of people who work for that one person. But at their behest, so it counts. Me, as an individual, what should I be doing? No matter what I think, it won't change the world even a bit. Yeah. So then what's the point? Right? So then what's the point? You gotta figure out a way to convince yourself, and I don't mean falsely convince yourself of a fundamental truth, which is that every person matters, and that the best thing that you can do is make things a little bit better for a few of the other people who also matter. If you believe that the people around you matter, you can make yourself matter by mattering to them. So if you're desperate to matter, to be important to some extent, make yourself important. Make the other people around you important to you. How about that? Because what we do for important people is we do things for important people. What's crazy is if you make the people around you important to you and you do things for them, they will make you important to them and they will do things for you. And everybody goes up. Everybody elevates just a little bit. All the people around you, and maybe the people that they know, and maybe the people that they know. And you can affect some change. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I think it's worth that little bit. I think that little bit is deeply worth it. Anyway, back to the story. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to take orders, but I don't want to hassle anyone either. In the end, I'm just a lazy bum. I don't want to go to school. I don't go to school. I don't work. I just hang around here in the middle of the day with nothing to do. I tell myself that people are effectively free, but the reality is that I'm just a suspicious-looking guy on a bench. It's a stark conclusion. What I really want right now is to punch him in the face. No, okay, so he guess who's him? I really want money. They say poverty dulls the wit. I'm so hungry. I've been thinking about the stupidest things. Shimizu, do you have any money? Not very much. Oh, hey, it's a school day. What are you doing here? We had midterms today. It got out early. Wow, midterms already? So you're doing okay in school? Of course not. You come hang out with me way too much. Seki, did your dad come home? Nope, no sign. Why are there 3 of them? Nope, no sign of him. If this round of fundraising doesn't work, the courts might actually take our house this time. Then the entire family will be homeless. Ha ha ha. You want to walk for a while? Maybe somebody dropped a wallet. Boom. Seki, aren't you hot in that coat? Handyman, we'll do anything. Moving, pest control, cleaning, mowing lawns, junk hauling, free estimate, just call. Shimizu, I need something to write with. Squick. Oh, just cross out the number. Wait. Whoa. Don't do that. Hey, you put my number. Shut up. I don't have a cell phone. Seki, why don't you just get a regular job? You can make bento at home and sell them like your dad does. Don't be stupid. You need a license and whatever to sell food. Besides, if I get anywhere near an industrial stove, he'll pass out. What? Do you guys have a minute? What? Are you by any chance children in need of money? We are. I have a job for you. It's at a property we manage. It's pretty messed up, and we need help. Cleaning? That's not a problem at all. Oh? Professionals aren't cheap, but it's depressing working on it by myself. Piro, dilo, piro, bleep? Isn't that your phone? Why aren't you answering? Hello? Yeah, that's right. I'll do pretty much anything. No, today's fine. We should meet to discuss terms, so if you want to pick a place... Oh, yeah, I know where that is. Okay, I'm borrowing your phone. We'll meet at the park when we're done. Huh? You can clean by yourself, right? It's about time you became independent. What the fuck? Your friend is very self-serving, isn't he? Shimi! I want revenge. What? Who is this? Here's your fee plus extra for expenses. I wrote down his daily schedule. It's in the envelope, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding him. This is a picture. So there are degrees of revenge. Beating him up, digging up some dirt and blackmailing him, pushing him off a roof. I haven't thought about the specifics yet. But if possible, I want his life to be so messed up that he'll never be able to recover. Just out of curiosity, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but how do you know this guy? A former colleague and an ex-boyfriend. We were engaged and had a date set for the wedding, but 6 months ago, he suddenly broke it off. I thought I was a capable person, but after I left my job, I haven't been able to find another one, and nothing is going right. Well, maybe you didn't need to quit your job just because he broke up with you. Everyone in the company knows a junior member of my department stole him from me. Do you think I could have carried on as usual? I couldn't. I'm sure the 2 of them are discussing the perfect venue now. But if we hadn't broken up, today would be my wedding day. I should have been the one wearing the dress. Who is this? I've made up my mind. I'll pay you everything I have. I don't want to live anyway. Kill him. Wait, is that... That's... Oh, That's Seki. I didn't notice because of the coat. I'm used to him always being in the coat. He just got called in for a murder. Are you sure? I'll do it. A beautiful older woman asked me in broad daylight in a family restaurant to kill a guy. Was that even real? It could definitely be a setup. But the crimes we hear about on the news are probably just like this. One day, out of the blue, it just happens. No grand meaning or reason. Somehow things happen in the flow. So this is destiny. He's real. Right now, I feel like I can do anything. I get it. He's your basic, ordinary, average citizen. I don't think he's particularly bad. Of course, on the surface, that woman seems the same. Truly righteous people don't exist. I'm sure they're just a little off balance. The more you observe people, the more alien they are. They flail around like puppets on a string, or suddenly jerk to a stop. I wonder, there are so many people here right now, but I don't think a single one is genuine. Empty shells, every last one of them. They've lost sight of who they really are. That's true for me too. How do I prove that I'm me? When we were little, Shimizu used to say, I can see God. An all-seeing, all-knowing entity is such a crock. Oh, hi, it's me. Sorry, I just missed the train. Really? You're already there? Sorry. If you want, just go to a cafe or something while you wait. Because you don't know who you are. You create a god to cling to, and then heap all your fears and responsibilities onto him, and somehow you survive. Is that being human? Shadow. Unfortunately, today, or at least for this moment, the feel of that 1,000 deposit in my pocket is so vivid and alive it's almost creepy. There's his back. I push it. That's all there is to it. Express train coming through on platform 1. Please wait behind the white line. There's no real sense of meaning, no sense of malice, no sense of justice. So, just do it. People are free, right? What? What the fuck is it? Today really is a stupid, nice day. Don't know if he pushed him. I think he did. I'm not sure about you on your own. I won't force you to do it. The room we're going to clean was rented to an old man in his 70s with no family. He didn't have any money, but he was a nice old guy, so I gave him a big break on the rent. Then, about 4 or 5 years ago now, he turned up at my place, beaming with a bunch of water bottles. Oh, shit! It's the thing! It's the cult! He said the water was infused with power and wanted me to drink it for my health. He said something like, if you don't smile enough, you'll be miserable. I asked if he'd gotten into religion, but he absolutely denied it. Well, as I was born with my face like this, and I drank sake like water, I was born with my face like this, and I drank sake like water, so I gave it all back to him. Oh, here we are. I think it was a subarachnoid hemorrhage. Well, he really died of loneliness. You know how it's been so nice and warm lately? Well, there was a lot of decomposition, and the room looks like it's covered in jelly. Makes you think. It's up to you what you want to believe in. But faith, essentially, it isn't the point of living. It's just a means of living, right? You can smile on your own all you want. What is that thing in the window? But in the end, being alone is just too lonely. Pshh. He really was an unpretentious man. If he just made an effort at a normal conversation, I'm sure we could have been friendly enough to grab a drink together. Why is he so freaked out? Sorry, I have to go home. That's for the best. If I weren't wearing adult diapers, there'd be another puddle. Wow, really? Amazing. Seki, you idiot. Leaving him there. Oh, he's still there. He's on the train. He didn't kill him. We're gonna end there, people. We're gonna end there, people. Oh, he didn't kill him. Holy shit. Man, we've had some bad juju in this section. I wanted to know what was going on with a lot of things, and we found out a bunch of things that are going on, and I don't like a lot of them. How about that? How about that? I don't like a lot of them. Punpun just lost his virginity to his uncle's wonderful girlfriend. Uh-oh. Seki's taking jobs to murder people. Uh-oh. Aiko is standing there waiting. Fucking waiting. Uh-oh. some guy in the cult has died. Does Aiko still live there? Uh-oh. I feel rattled by this chunk a little bit. From the sexual abuse of a minor, which is just difficult to deal with, to wrap your head around, I think. To the sequences with Yuichi reaching some kind of understanding, but not knowing where to go from here. Just the way that things have fallen apart so much in so little time. God, it doesn't bode well for the future. You know, I was saying before, it's like, oh man, Uncle Yuichi, if he can get out of this funk of his, that's going to bode well for Punpun's future. Yuichi got like 3 pages of being out of that funk. The idea of this family all living together and the wonderful 4 of us living together that we've had, we as an audience have experienced in like 5 pages. It doesn't exist. It's a dream. The reality is the reality, and that's what Inio Asano paints for us, and it's fucking brutal. I think that's where we're going to leave off for the day. Thank you so much for reading Oyasumi Punpun along with me. I hope I've done admirably, or at least acceptably in this one. If you like the video and you appreciate the work put into it, go ahead and drop a like and a comment and stuff, and tell me about your day. Tell me if there's anything in Punpun that resonates with you, or anything that you think I misinterpreted, or whatever. I don't know. Or just say hi. Saying hi is good. Hi. Drop a comment, subscribe. Consider the Patreon if you want to get next week's episode of Punpun a little bit early. It'll be up over there, so check that out if you'd like to. It supports the channel immensely. Maybe wait a couple days until the turnover of the month, because then you get the most out of your bucks. But yeah, Patreon's good. Anyway, thanks so much for reading. Love y'all. Stay sane. Stay safe. Don't slip into darkness too much. Love you to pieces. Peace.